Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. I want to talk to you about something truly powerful, something that has the ability to transform your life. It's simple yet profound. It's something we all have control over, and it can shape the reality we live in. The idea is this: what you focus on, you attract. It's a principle that governs everything around us. Look at your life right now, where you are, who you are, what you have. It's all a result of where your attention has been. The thoughts you think, the energy you put out, the things you choose to focus on, that is what you are pulling into your life. Let me tell you this, your thoughts are magnets. They are constantly attracting situations, people, opportunities, and even challenges. What you focus on is what your mind draws closer. It's not a mystery, it's not luck. It's the law of attraction at work, and you have the power to command it. Your thoughts are magnets. This idea might sound simple at first, but it's a powerful truth. Think about it. Every single thought you have is a form of energy. Your thoughts aren't just abstract concepts. They carry a frequency. When you consistently focus on something, you send out a vibration into the universe, and that vibration begins to pull similar energies towards you. It's like the law of attraction at work, but on a deeper level. Imagine that your thoughts are like seeds being planted in a garden. What you plant is what will grow. If you constantly think about stress, failure, or what's going wrong in your life, you're planting seeds of negativity, and those are the things that will manifest. On the other hand, if you focus on success, opportunity, and the things you're grateful for, you're planting seeds of abundance, and those things will start to grow in your life. The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your experiences. Your mind is constantly working, and most of the time, we aren't even aware of the energy we're sending out. We might think about something for a moment, then move on to the next thing, but those thoughts still linger in the background. And over time, the more energy you give to a thought, the stronger its pull becomes. This is where the power of focus comes in. When you focus on something for an extended period, you send out a clear signal to the universe, and it responds by bringing you more of whatever you're focused on. It doesn't judge what you want. It just matches your frequency and returns it to you. So let's break this down. Think about a goal or a dream you've been striving for. If you focus on the outcome, on how it will feel when you achieve it, you're giving your mind the blueprint to make it happen. The more you focus on it, the more you begin to align with it. Your thoughts start to look for ways to make it possible. The opportunities, people, and circumstances that can help you reach your goal will begin to appear, often in unexpected ways. This is because you're sending out a magnetic frequency, one that's in harmony with your desires. Now, let's talk about the flip side. If your focus is on fear, worry, or what you lack, that's what your mind will attract. If you constantly think about how you don't have enough money or how you're stuck in your current situation, your mind will continue to search for evidence of lack. You'll see more of what's not working, more of what's missing. Your thoughts will be reinforced by your environment, and you'll continue to feel like you're not progressing. The law of attraction doesn't distinguish between good or bad. It simply responds to the energy that you put out. If you focus on being a victim, on your challenges and problems, that's what you'll keep seeing in your life. The more energy you give to those negative thoughts, the more they manifest. The universe doesn't care if it's a positive or negative thought. It will give you more of whatever you're consistently focusing on. One of the greatest mistakes people make is thinking they can just wish for something and have it appear magically. The truth is, what you focus on must also be backed by action and alignment. When you focus on something, your mind begins to create a roadmap for how to achieve it, but it requires you to act on those ideas. If you focus on being healthy, for example, your mind will start to make healthier choices for you, but you have to take the necessary action. You need to eat better, exercise, and make decisions that align with that focus. The universe will help you, but it expects you to put in the work as well. Focus is not just about thinking about your dreams or desires once in a while. It's about creating a mindset that stays on track with your goals every single day. Your thoughts are like a compass, guiding you toward what you focus on most. If your focus shifts or falters, your direction changes. It's crucial to consistently direct your attention toward what you want. The more you focus on your dreams, the stronger the magnetic pull becomes, bringing you closer to making those dreams a reality. In essence, your thoughts are constantly attracting what's in alignment with them. It's up to you to decide what you want to attract. And once you choose, your mind will begin to align with that desire, bringing opportunities and circumstances into your life that match the frequency of your focus. Intentional focus creates alignment. This is one of the most powerful concepts when it comes to shaping your reality. The idea here is that focus is not something that happens by accident. It requires conscious effort. It's not enough to merely have vague thoughts about your goals or dreams. You must actively direct your attention to what you want to create. When you focus with intention, you align yourself with the future you desire, and the universe begins to respond accordingly. Intentional focus goes beyond simply thinking about your desires. It involves a deep, unwavering commitment to keeping your attention on what you want, regardless of the distractions or obstacles that may arise. It's about being laser focused on your vision, refusing to let anything pull you off course. You need to be fully aware of what you are thinking about, because where your attention goes, your energy flows. If you're not intentional with your focus, you may unknowingly attract the very things you don't want. Without a clear focus, you can easily find yourself stuck, wandering in a sea of confusion, or going in circles, never really making progress. When you direct your focus with intention, you start to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the outcome you want to achieve. This alignment is what creates momentum. It's not just about thinking about your goal once or twice and then waiting for it to happen. You have to be consistent. You have to keep your mind and energy centered on the desired outcome every day. This doesn't mean obsessing over it 24/7, but it does mean that you're continually reminding yourself of the end result and taking actions that support that vision. The key is to stay focused on the end goal and take purposeful, deliberate steps toward it. One of the most profound ways intentional focus creates alignment is by making you aware of opportunities you might have otherwise overlooked. When you're clear about what you want, your mind becomes attuned to noticing the resources, people, and opportunities that align with your desires. For instance, if you've been focusing on growing your career, you'll start to notice job openings, networking opportunities, or connections that could help you advance. These opportunities were always there, but because your focus wasn't aligned with your career goals, you may not have been aware of them. Intentional focus doesn't just attract opportunities, it also builds resilience. Life has its ups and downs, and challenges will inevitably come your way. However, when you focus with intention, you align yourself with the strength and determination to overcome those challenges. Instead of being swayed by setbacks or difficulties, your focus will keep you grounded in your vision. It will remind you that every obstacle is just a part of the process, and that staying focused is the key to overcoming any difficulty. Another way intentional focus creates alignment is through your actions. Without focus, you might find yourself taking aimless actions or working on things that don't move you closer to your goals. But when you focus intentionally, your actions become more deliberate, and every step you take is in line with your desired outcome. This is why successful people are able to accomplish so much in less time. They know exactly where to focus their energy, and they take consistent, targeted actions toward their goals. Every decision they make is aligned with their ultimate vision, creating a path that leads them directly to success. In addition to aligning your actions, intentional focus also aligns your mindset. When you focus on something with intention, you start to develop a belief system that supports that vision. Your thoughts shift from doubt or uncertainty to confidence and clarity. You begin to believe in your ability to achieve your goals because your focus tells you that success is inevitable. This alignment between your thoughts, emotions, actions, and beliefs is what creates a powerful force that propels you toward your goals. Intentional focus also requires discipline. It's easy to become distracted by the noise of everyday life, to get caught up in negative thoughts or other people's opinions. But when you focus with intention, you cultivate the discipline to stay the course, to refuse to be sidetracked by things that aren't in alignment with your goals. It's about knowing where you're going and not letting anything or anyone steer you off track. As you continue to develop intentional focus, you begin to see just how much control you have over your life. You realize that by choosing where to direct your attention, you can steer the course of your future. The more you practice intentional focus, the stronger the alignment becomes, and the more effortless it feels to create the reality you desire. Guard your thoughts. Your mind is one of the most powerful tools you possess, and what you allow to enter it directly impacts the course of your life. Every thought you think, whether positive or negative, carries energy. And the more energy you give to a particular thought, the more it influences your emotions, actions, and ultimately your experiences. This is why it's so important to be mindful of the thoughts you entertain. If you aren't vigilant about guarding your thoughts, you can unknowingly attract situations, people, and outcomes that don't align with your desires. We often hear that thoughts become things, and it's true. Thoughts are like seeds that grow into tangible outcomes. When you focus on a thought long enough, it takes root in your subconscious mind and starts to shape your beliefs, behaviors, and even your reality. Negative thoughts such as fear, doubt, or worry can quickly spiral out of control and manifest into experiences that reinforce those negative beliefs. On the other hand, positive, empowering thoughts can create a reality filled with opportunity, growth, and success. This is why it's essential to protect your mind from harmful or limiting beliefs. Guarding your thoughts doesn't mean suppressing negative emotions or pretending everything is perfect. Life has its challenges, and it's natural to feel fear, doubt, or frustration from time to time. But the key is not to let those thoughts dominate your mind. Negative thoughts are like clouds. They come and go. The problem arises when you start to dwell on them, give them too much power, or believe they define your reality. It's the prolonged focus on negativity that gives it power. Just like a cloud can block the sun, negative thoughts can cloud your perception of your potential and the possibilities available to you. To guard your thoughts, it's important to practice awareness. Start by paying attention to the thoughts that run through your mind on a daily basis. Are they mostly positive or negative? Are you focused on what you don't have or what you can't do, or are you thinking about your goals, your strengths, and what you can create? Awareness is the first step toward taking control of your thoughts. The more aware you are, the easier it becomes to identify thoughts that are not serving you and replace them with ones that will move you toward your goals. The next step is to actively replace negative or unproductive thoughts with positive, empowering ones. This doesn't mean you should ignore challenges or pretend they don't exist. It simply means that while acknowledging the difficulties, you choose to focus on solutions, growth, and progress. If you're faced with a problem, instead of dwelling on how hard it is or how you're not capable of handling it, shift your focus to how you can solve it, learn from it, or grow stronger because of it. Positive thinking doesn't eliminate challenges. It shifts your perspective so that you approach them with the mindset of a problem solver rather than a victim. Another powerful tool for guarding your thoughts is affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly to counteract negative thinking and reprogram your subconscious mind. When you affirm your worth, your potential, and your goals, you send a message to your mind that you are capable of achieving greatness. Over time, these affirmations become beliefs. And when they become beliefs, they start to shape your reality. It's a simple yet powerful way to change the narrative in your mind and replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Visualization is another technique that can help guard your thoughts. Visualization allows you to mentally rehearse your success and see yourself achieving your goals. When you visualize yourself succeeding, your mind starts to believe that success is possible for you. It creates a mental image of the future you desire, and that image begins to influence your actions and decisions in the present moment. When you consistently visualize your success, you are programming your mind to focus on possibilities rather than obstacles. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is also an important part of guarding your thoughts. The people you interact with, the media you consume, and the environments you expose yourself to all influence your mindset. If you constantly engage with negative people or consume negative content, your thoughts are likely to be filled with negativity. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who uplift you, who inspire you, and who encourage your growth, you create an environment that nurtures positive thoughts. Choose your influences wisely because they have the power to either strengthen your focus or weaken it. Finally, practicing gratitude is an incredibly effective way to guard your thoughts. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you shift your attention away from what's lacking or what's going wrong. Gratitude helps you maintain a positive mental state by reminding you of the abundance in your life. It helps you reframe your perspective so that even in difficult times, you can find something to be thankful for. This shift in focus not only guards your thoughts from negativity, but also attracts more positive experiences into your life. Guarding your thoughts requires discipline and awareness, but it is one of the most powerful practices you can adopt. The more you protect your mind from negativity and nurture positive, empowering thoughts, the more you will align with the life you desire. Your thoughts shape your world, and by consciously guarding them, you can create a reality filled with possibility, success, and fulfillment. Gratitude amplifies abundance. This concept is not just a feel-good mantra. It's a principle that can radically shift your life. The simple act of focusing on what you have rather than what you lack can transform your entire perspective and by extension your reality. Gratitude is a powerful energy that attracts more of what you are thankful for. It shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from what's wrong to what's right, and from lack to plenty. Gratitude is a mindset that allows you to see the beauty and richness in your life no matter your current circumstances. It doesn't require you to ignore your challenges or pretend everything is perfect, but it invites you to find the silver lining, the lessons, and the blessings even in the toughest situations. When you begin to practice gratitude, you start to recognize the abundance that already exists in your life. You might think you're not where you want to be yet, but the truth is, you already have so much to be thankful for. Whether it's your health, your relationships, your opportunities, or the simple joys of everyday life, there is always something to appreciate. When you consistently focus on the things you're grateful for, you shift your energy. Gratitude raises your vibration, aligning you with positive emotions like joy, love, and peace. These elevated emotions then become the frequency you operate on, and because of the law of attraction, you begin to magnetize more positive experiences, opportunities, and people into your life. The more grateful you are for what you have, the more you send out the message that you are open to receiving even more. It's as if the universe is listening to your energy and responds by bringing more of what you focus on. This is why gratitude can be such a powerful force in your life. It not only shifts your perspective, but it also opens the door for abundance to flow in. Gratitude is also an antidote to fear and scarcity. It's easy to get caught up in thoughts of lack, especially in times of stress or uncertainty. When you're worried about what you don't have, whether it's money, love, or success, it's easy to fall into a mindset of fear. However, when you make gratitude a habit, you create a shield against these feelings. Gratitude pulls your focus away from what's missing and helps you recognize what is already present in your life. It turns your attention to the positive, to the things you may have taken for granted or overlooked. And that shift in focus begins to change your reality. Instead of worrying about what's not there, you start to see the abundance that already exists in your life, and this awareness changes everything. In fact, gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to shift your mindset from a place of scarcity to one of abundance. When you adopt a mindset of abundance, you stop seeing life as something you have to fight for or struggle against. Instead, you start to see life as something that is constantly providing, constantly giving, and constantly offering you new possibilities. Abundance is not just about material wealth. It's about recognizing the richness of life in all its forms. Love, friendships, opportunities, health, and growth. When you embrace this mindset, you begin to attract more of the same into your life. The energy you put out is the energy you receive back. The practice of gratitude also helps you to stay present. Often when we're chasing after something in the future or regretting something from the past, we lose sight of the present moment. But when you focus on what you're grateful for right now, you anchor yourself in the present. You realize that the present moment is all you have, and it's already filled with blessings. By being present and grateful for today, you're able to fully experience the richness of life as it unfolds. This not only enhances your sense of well-being, but also improves your ability to recognize opportunities and take inspired action toward your goals. Another way gratitude amplifies abundance is by fostering a mindset of generosity. When you focus on what you have and express appreciation for it, you naturally become more inclined to share that abundance with others. Whether it's through acts of kindness, offering your time, or sharing your resources, generosity strengthens the flow of abundance in your life. When you give, you reinforce the belief that there is always enough to go around, and that belief only attracts more. The more you give, the more you receive, creating a cycle of abundance that feeds itself. Gratitude also enhances resilience. Life will throw challenges your way, but when you approach those challenges with a heart full of gratitude, you become more resilient. Gratitude helps you find strength in adversity, reminding you that even in tough times, there are lessons to be learned and growth to be had. When you focus on what you can be grateful for, even in difficult circumstances, you shift your energy away from victimhood and towards empowerment. This change in energy makes it easier to overcome obstacles and keep moving forward, knowing that everything you experience is part of your journey toward greater abundance. Gratitude is a simple yet profound practice that can transform your life. By consistently focusing on the things you're thankful for, you open yourself up to the abundance that is already surrounding you. It shifts your energy, attracts more positive experiences, and helps you see the richness in every moment. It fosters a mindset of generosity and resilience, allowing you to navigate life with a sense of peace and confidence. Gratitude is the key to unlocking the door to abundance. And when you make it a daily practice, you begin to see just how much is available to you. Focus on solutions, not problems. This principle is one of the most important shifts you can make in your life, and it's one that will drastically change the way you approach challenges, obstacles, and even everyday situations. It's easy to get caught up in the problems we face, to dwell on what's wrong or what's not working. But when you focus on the solutions instead, you not only begin to see a way forward, but you also align yourself with the energy of growth, opportunity, and success. The reality is that problems are a natural part of life. No one is exempt from facing challenges, and the more you try to avoid them, the more they seem to appear. However, the key is how you respond to those problems. You can either focus on the difficulty and feel overwhelmed, or you can focus on the solution and begin to take proactive steps toward overcoming it. The latter is what separates those who thrive from those who get stuck. The way you direct your focus determines whether you remain trapped in your problems or move towards solutions and progress. When you focus on problems, you perpetuate a cycle of negativity. The more attention you give to a problem, the more energy you feed into it, and the bigger it seems to become. It's like putting a magnifying glass over a small issue. By zooming in on it, you make it appear larger and more daunting than it actually is. This constant focus on the problem only breeds frustration and helplessness, making it harder to think clearly or act effectively. You might find yourself feeling stuck, wondering how things went wrong, or getting lost in the complexities of the situation, unable to find a way out. On the other hand, when you focus on solutions, you shift your attention to what can be done rather than getting bogged down by what went wrong. Focusing on solutions opens up possibilities. It encourages you to ask yourself, what can I do right now to move forward? Instead of staying stuck in the problem, you begin to actively look for ways to solve it. This shift in focus is like flipping a switch that activates your creative problem-solving abilities. When you focus on solutions, your mind becomes open to new ideas and perspectives, and you start to see opportunities that were previously hidden by the cloud of negativity. One of the most effective ways to focus on solutions is to approach problems with a mindset of curiosity. Instead of immediately reacting with frustration or fear, try to approach the situation with a sense of inquiry. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? What's the opportunity hidden within this challenge. When you approach problems with curiosity rather than resistance, you break free from the cycle of negativity and open the door to creativity and innovation. You'll be surprised by how many solutions emerge when you stop resisting and start exploring. Another powerful aspect of focusing on solutions is that it helps you maintain a sense of control. When you focus on problems, you may start to feel like the problem is in control of you, as if it's dictating your emotions and your actions. But by focusing on solutions, you reclaim your power. You remind yourself that you are capable of taking action and that you can influence the outcome. Even if the solution isn't immediately apparent, focusing on what you can do in the present moment will give you a sense of agency and direction. This is incredibly empowering because it puts you back in the driver's seat and it reminds you that you have the ability to make choices no matter the circumstances. This principle also applies to your goals and aspirations. If you focus on the obstacles standing between you and your dreams, you might begin to feel overwhelmed, as if your goals are unattainable. But when you focus on the steps you can take, the resources available to you, and the solutions to potential setbacks, you move closer to manifesting. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow, and when you keep your focus on solutions, you reinforce the belief that nothing can stand in the way of your success. Additionally, focusing on solutions helps to build resilience. Life isn't always going to go as planned, and you will face challenges along the way. But when you train yourself to focus on solutions, you learn to navigate adversity with a clear mind and a strong sense of purpose. You begin to see problems as temporary roadblocks rather than permanent barriers. Focusing on solutions encourages you to keep moving forward even when things get tough. It strengthens your ability to adapt, to pivot when necessary, and to keep going no matter what. The act of focusing on solutions also prevents you from wasting energy on things that you cannot control. There are many aspects of life that are beyond our influence, and when you focus on those things, you drain your energy without making any progress. But when you focus on solutions, you direct your energy toward things you can control, your actions, your attitude, and your responses. This focus enables you to take positive steps and move forward rather than staying stuck in a state of frustration or helplessness. Ultimately, focusing on solutions is about adopting a mindset of possibility and empowerment. It's about training your mind to see opportunities, to take action, and to keep moving forward no matter what. The more you practice this approach, the easier it becomes to overcome obstacles and achieve your goals. It's not about ignoring problems. It's about recognizing them as temporary challenges that can be overcome. By shifting your focus from problems to solutions, you align yourself with the energy of progress and success.